Challenges are opportunities for growth. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why adopting this mindset to look at difficulties in life can really help ease the pain of situations and also help you improve. So, one, you become a stronger person, and then two, you don't have to repeat those same problems or mistakes again. And these can be little challenges, from getting sick to needing to pay the rent to getting a job to bigger challenges like, well, getting a job. That could be classified as either or. To quitting addiction, obviously, relationships, going through breakups, whatever it might be. This is something that we all have to go through in life. And it's something that I know for me, I really avoided facing this truth most of my life up until I got clean, was that I was hoping that one day just all my problems would go away. There would never be a challenging situation. Life would just be on easy mode. And because I grew up, I think, with technology and watching a lot of movies, watching a lot of TV, you see this painted in film, is that people, they go through one challenge, but then they get to a place where life is good forever. And obviously what we find as we grow older is that's not the case. We're going to have things that come up pretty regularly. And again, adopting this mindset of growth mindset instead of, oh, woe is me, everything's going wrong. This is really going to help you become a stronger human being in the process as you go through this challenging thing. I'm having a little one right now. I'm sick. And again, little challenge. It's not fun. It hurts. I got a headache and I'd like to be feeling at 100%, but I'm not. So how do I use this as a growth opportunity? Well, I could just lay in bed all day, watch TV, feel bad for myself, moan and stuff. What I've been doing is I've been really getting to work. I've been using this time to get a lot of work done. I've still been going to the gym, getting, even though my body isn't 100%, I'm still getting workouts in. I took this as an opportunity to really clean up my diet the last couple of days. I think a reason why I potentially got sick was because my diet wasn't in check last week. And so obviously my immune system was down and therefore I got sick. So I've been really cutting out the carbs, cutting out the sugar, starting to get back on keto, drinking a lot of water, had a couple of green smoothies the last couple of days with no sugar or anything or fruit, just pure green. So I feel that what this situation is doing for me is that it's giving me some tools and some reorganization of my mindset, so that when I do start to feel better, because I put these new habits into place and because I took this time to work and get stuff done, that I'm going to feel that I didn't lose any time. Life's still going. Like, I'm still on track with things. Instead of before, in the past, when I get sick, I would just lie in bed and then be behind as many days as I was sick. So that's one example there of a small challenge. A bigger challenge, and obviously why you're coming to this channel, is for addiction recovery. This is one that is no easy feat, and I tell people it might be the hardest thing you ever have to do in your life, or at least one of the hardest things to do. Once you get through it and you quit whatever thing you're dealing with, you realize it was a lot more simple than what it felt in the moment. But getting through those feelings, getting that clean time on your belt is no simple task. And the people I see that succeed in quitting their addiction, and I saw this in myself as well, they really take the time to start to work on these other aspects of their life. Almost like what I just told you about me getting sick, as I still got shit done. That's the attitude we want to have when we're quitting addiction. It's not so much just about getting rid of the substance. Obviously, that's the main goal. But if it's like, okay, I'm only going to quit the substance and my life is going to be good, it's probably not the truth. The truth is that when you quit a substance or a behavior or an addiction, the addiction was there because it was covering something up that you weren't willing to look at. And so that's going to come bubble up to the surface. That can be a very, scary thing. It can be very frightening. There can be maybe a lot of old trauma memories coming back, which can be very scary. And so what do I suggest to people when they're quitting addiction and coming to me for consulting? We really start to focus on these other areas of their life: exercise, health, nutrition, daily habits to getting stuff done, like journaling, writing out your goals for the day. Again, very basic stuff. Like, this isn't rocket science. But what I find is that when people actually implement these things into their life, they're able to quit weed, or they're able to quit the addiction surprisingly quite easy, where they're like, oh, it's been a week. I've been eating really healthy. I've been starting to exercise. I'm starting to adopt behaviors. I don't even think about the thing anymore, because my life is starting to get good. I'm starting to feel good emotions because I'm doing things in my life to give me natural highs of dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, all those things that we sought out from the addiction, but we were no longer getting high from. We can create those feelings from healthy habits. And for a lot of people too, they're at a place where they realize, that maybe they've wasted some time. They haven't been the most productive with their life. And so when they start to put these things into check, they feel a sense of confidence because they're like, wow, I'm actually starting to do stuff for myself that I was afraid to do before, or that, I was procrastinating on. I'm actually taking action on these things. And because of it, I'm starting to feel good. Wow. Imagine that. So they get to build a little self-esteem and confidence, which in turn leads them further and further away from the addiction, to where it's like, hey, I'm feeling good already. I don't need to use the thing I was doing. And it's almost like a cheat code to quitting addiction. So that mindset of turning a challenge into an opportunity is really what gets people off their addictions at a very fast rate. And to be honest, it surprised me too, because I used to go to these addiction recovery meetings and people would be in there for years trying to get sober, right? And then you looked at them and they weren't really taking good care of themselves. So when I got clean myself, the first thing I did was like starting to, I remember the day I quit marijuana, I made a salad and I went for a run. The salad was nasty because I hadn't eaten greens in like, I don't know, months, years even, besides maybe the lettuce they sprinkle on a McChicken at McDonald's. But besides that, yeah, I wasn't eating healthy at all. So I just remember that I instantly started to put healthy habits into action. For me, the weed and the alcohol I was using, just the desire to use it just kind of disappeared because I was already making these positive changes for myself. I was journaling, I was meditating every single day. I was starting to reach out to friends and family again. And this was all giving me a lot of encouragement that I was on the right path. Even though it was still challenging, by no means, it wasn't like my life was perfect within a week. No, I still had a lot of work to do and a lot of issues I had to resolve from my past. But now that I was clean and sober and free from the addiction and taking good, healthy care of myself, I was going to be able to start, and I was able to start making a lot of progress very quickly. And so life just kind of started to roll. And we're here 8.5 years later, and my life is completely different than what I could have ever imagined. And they said this a lot to me when I was first getting clean, is that, you go through this so you can live a life beyond your wildest dreams. And I thought that was kind of cheesy, but I saw these people living really happy lives and they were living their dream lives. So I knew it was real. I just hadn't had enough time yet to experience it for myself. And now I do. Now I get to experience that magic of life that I wanted so badly for so many years, and that I eventually turned to substances to try to experience. And again, work for a time, but then it stopped working. And that's when life started to get really dark. So if you're watching this video, thanks for making it all the way through. And may this give you some inspiration that if you're going through a challenging time right now, or you're going through something difficult, you can begin to look at this from a different perspective than this sucks and this is never going to end. Really start to implement some of these things I talked about in the video, starting to redo your diet, starting to get out, get in shape, journaling, meditation, all these things that take effort, but they're quite simple at the end of the day. May this video give you that push in that direction, that you can start to make these changes in your life and eventually be able to quit whatever addiction you're working on for good. And so it just becomes a memory, like a weird dream. If you do want some one-on-one support on creating this plan for you, this is what I help people with. I sit down with them and we really craft out step-by-step actions that you can take tailored to your lifestyle, because everyone has a different life, different jobs, different living situations, all the above. So each person's going to be a little different. I can really help you lock those in and start to make those daily changes starting day one. I want you off weed as quick as possible. I don't want to be the guy that offers coaching to you for the rest of your life. No, I want you in and out as fast as possible so you can start creating the life that you want, and one day be able to potentially help others as well. So for that, you can schedule a call with me down below in the link. And I look forward to meeting you and hopping on that call, and we can figure out what are the next steps for you to take to finally quit your addictions for good and start living the life beyond your wildest dreams.